Kris, do you have an update on Matthias Janmark?
Matthias is sick, and he will not be joining us tonight.
What is it that you guys have to be most aware of with the New Jersey Devils tonight?
A lot of speed from their forwards. They're a lot of speed and skill. So if you give them a little bit of time and space, they're dangerous. So it's making sure that we are checking those guys tightly and not giving them space. Not necessarily we have to run through the boards, but we do have to get a little bump on them to slow them down because they are dangerous and just so many of them. So we have to be aware of that.
As you guys do look for the bounce back, is there a main focus that you guys have in order to be successful tonight?
I thought we had our scoring chances. I thought we had our ability to put up more than two the other night against Buffalo. So it's important that we do need to score more than two, but we can't be cheating the game to create those chances. And then when we do have those chances, making sure that we are ready for them and we're finishing. And so many times the other night where whether the goalie made a good save, we hit the post, missed empty nets, we got to make sure that we're putting those in. And then the other one is just limiting or trying to eliminate those big mistakes. And most of the game against Buffalo, I felt we had the majority of the play. We were in the offensive zone more, but we're making costly mistakes that they would come down and capitalize.
Kris, you talked about turnovers after last game. You're kind of touching on it now too. What's the balance between trying to make a play and to create offense? And you have to take a little bit of risk there. So what's kind of the balance there between that and ultimately turning?
That is a really $1,000,000 question. That is a tough one, just because of the type of player that you're talking to. If it's Leon or Connor, they're obviously going to make more plays, and if they never make a mistake, that's probably not as a coach you want. You want them making their plays, and often they are going to, and sometimes it's not going to work out. But other guys who are maybe lower down the lineup, if they're forcing it, it's probably not going to be positive. So they're going to be more make sure making the safe play, getting the puck behind the defenseman, getting into their forecheck. But every player is a little bit different, and it's all comes down to risk management. What's the risk? What's the reward? And and you can't put, as a coach, you can't put in too much fear in the players because if they're so worried about making a mistake, they'll never make a play. And if we're always playing safe, we aren't being dangerous. We're not being making the other team defend. We need to make those plays. So. I think our biggest strength is spending time in the offensive zone. But if we're not making them having to defend, ultimately we have to defend.
I would say you need a little bit of risks though in the non-McDavid and Draisaitl player, because those are the guys you need to get going offensively too, I guess. Right?
Well, everyone scores differently. Everyone scores a little bit differently in what the situation is, and often, line rush force is a perfect example. Scoring off the rush is probably the biggest factor in scoring 5-on-5. But if you're on a 2-on-3 or a 2-on-5, well, the play probably is to get it in, and there isn't much risk. Now it's a little bit different. If you're on the odd man and you've got numbers over them, you're trying to make a play, and it's up to the players to recognize when they have the numerical advantage to make those plays, when they have some time and space. Otherwise, you do have to play a little bit conservative, because you see in the long run, especially when you are playing against good teams that play a good 200-foot game, that there's often not many odd man rushes, and they are in good position.
Does Kapanen draw in?
Kapanen is playing tonight, yes.
Stuart Skinner, your starter?
Skinner's our starter.
Does anything change, minus Jack Hughes, minus Dougie Hamilton, from your vantage point?
Right now, we're just trying to find our best game. And, after the break, we got off to a terrible start, in particular, the 3 games immediately after. And then after that, starting to get some momentum, playing better, playing the right way. Still not where we need it to be, so there's some emphasis on our opponent every night and what they do, but I know a lot of it is just trying to find our identity and playing our game.